will be jealous and just wish you were here, but I tell you that I am standing 1 foot away from Greta Van Sustern of Fox News. How about that? Hi, Greta. How are you doing?
I'm very well. What fun it is to be here with you.
It is fabulous to see you, and thank you for all the great work you've been doing, mainly just to kind of illuminate the life of Sarah Palin and Todd Palin and the election in general and kind of the backstory of all these things. And your interview with Todd Palin, I'll tell you, how'd you feel about that?
You know, that's really fun. Todd Palin, though, scared me at first because when I first started talking to him, he gave me one-word answers. As you know, that's our biggest nightmare, is one-word answers. I almost fell over. I thought, oh my God, I'm in trouble. But I did what you do in the courtroom. I haven't been in the courtroom in 14 years, but you ask a why or how question. He can't answer that with a yes or no. And then I brought him over to topics that he was very familiar with, and so he just started going. Here's a little funny part, though, is that I learned later from the campaign that Governor Palin watched it and laughed because she said she never heard anyone get her husband talk so much. So I got lucky, I guess.
That is great. And now, are you the one who actually officially coined the term first dude?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I was up in Alaska, and that's what everyone calls him, first dude. It started apparently because someone said when his wife became governor, what do you want to be called? And it's a good term for him. It really does describe him. He suggested first dude.
That's great.
It stuck.
Well, you know what? And your interviews, even with Todd and everybody else, are great because I think people can tell that you've been in a courtroom before, but you have a gentility about you where you extract information from people who are trying to BS you so well.
Here's the trick. You want to know what the trick is?
What is the trick?
I'm a Midwesterner. I'm from Wisconsin. I'm a Midwesterner like you guys.
Yeah.
Is that we know how to talk.
You've got the antenna up at all times.
Yeah, we're not the arrogant elite.
Yeah, right.
I'm a cheeser.
Amazingly enough, and I do want to ask you this real quick, speaking of the elite thing, and I won't really get into the media bashing too much here, but it was interesting that Katie Couric, when she asked Sarah Palin the question about whether and how you establish your worldview, and then said what newspapers and magazines you read.
I really like Katie Couric. I've only met her a couple times, but thought she got a really unfair shake when she got the job that everybody else wanted, and we all would love to have. But you know what? I wish she hadn't done that as well, because the truth is that this isn't a gotcha game. This is not a quiz. We always laugh about, when I was in law school, we used to laugh about the bar exam. No one ever tells you, go into a room, answer so many questions, don't consult anyone, don't look at references, don't talk to anybody, come out in a few hours. Because that really is the job of the President of the United States, to really think through problems and consult and everything. It's not a pop quiz. And so I was a little bit surprised. Even the question about any Supreme Court cases she disagreed with. I taught law school for years. I love law. But if you asked me, I'd hem and haw for a few minutes. I'd tell you about some decisions, maybe on the Fourth Amendment. I might not remember the names.
Right.
And so, I think what we ought to do, I'm lucky. I live in Washington 30 years. I have met politicians on both sides of the aisle. I like them. I know how hard it is to be a politician. And sometimes the media should just lighten up and be curious and probe and question and scrutinize. That's our job. But to try to trip them up, to make them look bad, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think we should examine them extremely closely, but there's a difference.
I notice when you do your interviews, there's a difference because you're able to extract the same information that the others hope to extract, is do it in a way, like you had mentioned, in terms of trying to illuminate, trying to draw them out, and going in it as if you do have respect for them and like them to begin with. And that helps.
You know who else does that, who gets a sort of a short end of the stick, is Larry King.
Yeah.
Larry King has made more news doing interviews than a lot of people I know, and what he does is, what he has done over the years, is he hands you a rope, and you can hang yourself if you want. He's just not going to put it around your neck and pull on it himself. And it's he's with his, he makes the guests feel comfortable, and they talk. Now, yeah, look, that's not to take away from those who are aggressive and get information. My hat goes off to them. But there's a difference between being aggressive and extracting information and being a jerk and being nasty. And I'm actually surprised when reporters are, because we follow them day in and day out. This is grueling. This is tough. And these two candidates are very different, the vice president candidates and the two presidential candidates. But all four of them want to do well for the country. They have different ideas of what should be done. But these are not bad people that we should go out and try to destroy. We should put them to an aggressive examination, but you can do that without being a jerk.
Yeah, absolutely. We're talking with Greta Van Sustern live here at Washington University. I know you got to run here, but I want to ask you real quickly, what are you looking for as a reporter, commentator from tonight's debate? What do you think is going to happen?
What I'm looking for is not answers to pop quiz, but how Governor Palin is when she's got the heat on her, but she will. Now, I'm not focusing on Senator Biden, who I've known for years. I don't think there's anybody who's right-minded to say Senator Biden is not experienced. He is experienced. He's a smart guy. You may not agree with his policies, but he's really not the one who's under fire being tested tonight. And he's in a lousy position. Imagine having to be the guy who you can't act tough and aggressive because then everyone will hate you for that. That'll be condescending. And he doesn't want to be too sweet because he'll look patronizing. I mean, he's in a lousy position tonight trying to debate Governor Palin. But frankly, the spotlight really is on Governor Palin because there is a legitimate question whether or not she can do this job because she has not been on the national stage, and tonight she can show us. Not answering specific pop quiz questions, but how she thinks, how she thinks through problems. And so that's what I'll be looking for tonight.
As a longtime lawyer and longtime reporter, you dissect this comment from me, from Daniel Axelrod, who I talked to just earlier. I asked him whether it mattered whether Senator Biden did well, like his performance, what impact it would have on the election or the campaign. He said it wouldn't have any impact, whether Palin's performance would have any impact. Okay, what was his motivation?
Well, expect Senator Biden to do well. Do not expect that all the so-called pundits, experts, journalists, whatever, are going to say that he did well. But expect it. Look, the man knows his stuff. You may not agree with his policy, but you may not like his delivery tonight. You may not like his manner, but there can be no question that he is experienced. He may not be the right guy for the job, but I regret that either one of the candidates have to go through a scrutiny the next day, other than by the voters. The voters need to scrutinize their policies and not them and how they quote perform. So I think that. With the one exception, though, is I think we have to see how Governor Palin does when under fire, because we haven't had that.
Yeah, it'll be a fun night, and
great night.
We can't wait to watch
and
the show.
Can I just do one plug?
Yes, you can.
Thank you to Anheuser-Busch here in St. Louis, who has been, can I tell you, they have fed us every year, it seems like, at these, not just here in St. Louis, but they fed us at Oxford last week. They're going to feed us next week in Nashville. But Anheuser-Busch, next time I'm in a bar, I'm going to confess, I'm going to have an Anheuser-Busch just to show them I'm grateful, because they have been feeding us. I'm not drinking their beer, in case anyone thinks out there because I'm talking so fast I'm drinking their beer. I'm not. I have to walk a long way to get to my workspace before 9. So that's why I'm talking fast. But Anheuser-Busch, thank you.
Even though you're from Leinenkugel country, you're going to drink an AB product. Fantastic. Love it.
I don't see why we should discriminate and not do both. I'm all in favor of equal opportunity in this situation.
All right,
Anyway,
Greta,
thank you very much.